Hi, this is Kendra with True S TV, and I'm back with another video. Guys, I just wanted to do a quick video on this and give my input on what Fresh and Kit said, or whatever his name is.
Don't date them a lot of the times isn't necessarily because of the way that they look. It's because a lot of the behaviors is championed in that community. Now, with that said, I've dated plenty of black girls before that were feminine and submissive and weren't a headache, but I've dated a lot. I've dealt with a lot that were headaches, and I've come to realize in that culture, unfortunately, it's championed to be strong and independent and not respect male authority in the black community. Because a lot of them are fatherless, and since they're fatherless, they don't have that masculine authority to let them know.
That's a lie. And first of all, masculinity. If I'm learning from my mother, how can I be masculine? In order for me to be masculine, wouldn't I have to learn from my father? I get my femininity from my mother. So what you said don't even make no damn sense. That's for number one. But go ahead.
You need to follow a man's lead. Women, a lot of the times from black communities, unfortunately.
Having a mother does not mean I don't know how to follow a man's lead. Do you not know that most black women issues in our community has absolutely nothing to do with being fatherless, but the fact that a lot of time men put us in a position where we are doing both roles, both theirs and ours? Do you not know that the majority of black women work and take care of the families by themselves? This has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that we don't have fathers, but the performance of our men. If majority of our men worked and provided for us, we would not have to take on the role of being independent. The independents step in relationships when I have had to do everything. Right? If a woman is getting into a relationship with a man, the part needs to be number one. Does he make enough money and provide enough money to be able to make me sit at home and just take care of children? Or is it that we both have to share equal responsibility in the finances, where I'm not unable to stay at home to take care of the kids primarily? So when you're talking about dating a woman, first of all, what are you talking about? Because we're talking about dating, or we're talking about relationships. In dating a black woman, I don't even know where my independence would even step in that you're talking about, because dating is courtship, which means we're only going on dates. So what are you talking about lead or follow in a courtship, where the only thing we're supposed to be doing is talking and getting to know each other? What are you talking about? That is what my question is to everybody who says that. Are we talking about dating, as in we're courting each other, going out on dates, getting to know each other? Or are you talking about relationships, right? So in a relationship, now let's go to relationship, because if you're dating, there is no leadership role in a date. That's number one. Okay? Number two, if you're talking about in a relationship, again, a relationship that is not met with marriage, what are you talking about? Submission. Submission is for a married couple. Now, before you get to that marriage, are there certain personality traits that a woman can possess that makes her more susceptible for you to want to marry her? Of course, right? So can you list those things in the comment section below? What is it that men are talking about? Because black women work, we provide emotional, what is it that we're not doing that you keep saying that's masculine? Because I don't know, we can't help but be independent in the sense that we take care of ourselves, because we are not married straight from our own house. So it's not like I live with my mom all my life and got married and then I left, right? I have to financially take care of myself, which means I'm going to need some form of independence in order to provide, to take care of myself, because my mama can't do that. Right? Since we're talking about me being raised by just my mama. And I learned how my mama never said men ain't SHIT. My mother will some mothers will tell girls that, because a lot of times the men walked out of their lives, but that's not everybody. And we have our own decisions and make our own decisions in life that's not based primarily off of what our mother have told us. Hence why a lot of us are in relationships with terrible men, because our mothers would tell us not to go out with those type of vagabonds, and we would do it anyway, and we would get caught up with men whom our mother knew weren't no good. So you definitely want to take your mom's advice to some degree, because sometimes she's correct about the men that you choose. Okay, that's number three. So So going back into talking about relationships, when it comes to a relationship and we're talking submission, what is it that you guys want us to submit to? Because without being your wife, I don't know what you're talking about. Submit to what? What are you leading me to do? Like, unless if you're not leading me to God, what lead are you talking about? He's just saying superficial things that's been spewed without actually getting into grave detail on what that actually means. So if you're going to say this, break it down on what you're talking about. What we're not letting you lead what? What are you trying to lead us to? What is the end goal? Like, what are you talking about lead? Because I can understand navigating a family to greener pastures financially when you're married. When a man is in a relationship with a woman and marriage has not taken place, what is that man trying to lead that woman to? That's what I need to know. Somebody please put this in the comment section down below. Because when men say that, I don't understand what he's talking about. What are you talking about when you're talking about leading her? Leading her to what? Like, what was the leading her to what? Because without marriage, submission is nothing, right? I don't want to submit to a boyfriend we've been dating for 5 years. You've wasted her time. What are you leading me? Where are you navigating? Where is this navigation going? Like, you're leading me to what? Let me let him.
Grew up in a single mother household where she tells them niggas ain't shit. Then she has a sister that says niggas ain't shit. The music perpetuate niggas ain't shit.
Like I
and then
said,
what ends up happening.
Okay, so music, who's perpetuating music? Niggas ain't shit. I've not had. What single is that? Can somebody show me a single that an artist wrote that niggas ain't shit? Because we've had plenty of music where we're trashing women. You know what I'm saying? We both had our share of music that's no good. So that's nor here nor there about the opposite sex. That's nor here nor there. But us being without fathers, there's a lot of races like that. White, Hindu, Asian. There are a lot of young women of all backgrounds, African, who are raised without fathers. So the fatherless isn't the problem, okay? It's some of the problem. I'm not saying it isn't the problem. It's some of the problem. But the problem really is that our men they haven't done their part to be masculine, and it's left the burden on the women. So if you're saying that us being independent, well, I'm sorry that I had to work. Who was marrying me from high school? Can you tell me a 20-year-old man that took me from high school that would marry me and make me this wife that he wants me to be? Because in order for me to not be independent, I would have to go from my mother's house into marriage, right? Instantaneously. Because that's the only way I'll be dependent on a man. So when you're spewing this, you're actually sounding like pedophiles. Because the only way you're going to get a woman to submit that you're not married to is a child. She's the only one that's going to follow like that. If I'm a grown woman, I've had experience where I've worked. I'm not independent because I'm trying to, in a bad way. And it's not to usurp, if I'm saying that right, your role or your position as the head. It's just that I, as a woman who is not married yet, who's just dating, I have to work to financially provide for myself. So in order to do that, I'm going to have some form of independence. My independence should not be a threat to you, because this is not to usurp your authority. This is that I needed to provide. And it's also a tool that's used just in case you can't provide fully. So let's say that you work making $40,000 to $50,000 a year. Well, that is not going to cover our full life I can't think of the word right now. Expenses. There it is. So if I come in and I work too, we can now, if I make 40, you make 40, that's $80,000. We live off one, we save the other. Whatever we save it to, we put it toward a business. Now, my independence was just to help our situation. You're looking at it wrong. And maybe that's what the problem is in our community. You're taking my independence and turning it into a negative when it's a positive. It's an added asset to us building together, right? This is not to usurp authority from you as a man, right? Because I can't take your masculinity from you. You hand it away if you become effeminate and don't work and provide and protect and take care of your family, right? So if you get into a relationship with me and we're dating, and in that relationship, let's say we've dated for 2 years. Now, when you say lead, again, if it's not a marriage, where are you leading? Right? Because I only can really talk about marriage. I don't know anything outside of that. So can a man explain to me what he means when he's talking about leading in a relationship that is not a marriage relationship? Okay? This is Kendra with True Us TV. Stay up, stay blessed, and put God first above all else. Peace out.